Naturally there's going to come good and bad when it comes with each new generation, and we're going to have to suffer through some of this stuff like delays and things like that. And obviously, with the pandemic going on and probably gearing back up for another set of lockdowns, we're going to have to probably deal with quite a few different games that are either, subpar quality or going to be delayed and then probably still need updates and things like that. So it's something that's going to happen. It's something that's going to obviously be an issue for the foreseeable future. And the fact of the matter is, this is just life right now, and sometimes, like John Lennon said, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. So, while we're sitting there hoping for the best when it comes to these consoles and hoping that the games that get announced are going to, be able to come out on a regular basis and at a steady type of way, that's not always going to be the situation. We're not always going to see that come about, and that's really unfortunate. I do wish that we would have seen, Horizon Forbidden West. If you guys didn't know, it looks like that is delayed. I would have loved to seen something like that come out this holiday for Sony for the PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, it is likely not happening, and that's unfortunate. But at the same time, I think that there's still things to look forward to. There's still games to look forward to, and there is like the darker side of this where you have a lot of the Xbox fans, which unrightfully so in my opinion, kind of making fun of the situation. Like, I don't really look at this as something that they should really make fun of, in my opinion. I think that it's not a very smart thing to do, and the reason why I think it's not a very smart thing to do is because we live in the world where we're at right now, and there's so much going on, and Xbox itself has been very much a barren wasteland for exclusive games. So the hypocrisy there is a little bit interesting. But let's go ahead and get started. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and that means a lot to me personally. So I did want to get into this. Again, all I'm asking for is a simple like. It does help out tremendously, and it does mean a lot to me personally if you guys wouldn't mind doing that. So yeah, it does. This is, not great news, but I mean, there is, other things that could happen that could be much worse. So, according to this report, Horizon Forbidden West reportedly leaning towards a delay to first quarter 2022, which, first of all, I want to say, you can't fault these developers for delaying games, right? If this isn't a situation where Sony sat on their thumbs for years and said, oh, let's just not make any games and cancel all of our games. This is a situation where Sony actually had games in the pipeline and scheduled to release with their console, and throughout the first year of their console life cycle, and things happen. So Bloomberg's Jason Schreier chimed in as well, further specifying that Horizon Forbidden West is likely coming in the first quarter of 2022. He says Sony has delayed the PlayStation exclusive Horizon Forbidden West to the first quarter of 2022, a source tells Bloomberg. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's pretty much it. Original story was that will we actually get to play Horizon Forbidden West in 2021? Sony sure hasn't done a great job of reassuring fans, as PlayStation studio boss Herman Hulst has said they're aiming for 2021, but that the release window isn't quite certain yet. It doesn't sound terribly promising, and according to Jeff Grubb, he's heard Sony is increasingly leaning towards a 2022 release, thanks to Video Games Chronicle for a transcription. This is what he said. I've heard that something's coming in September, and I'm trying to debate if I want to be the one to say this. I think that game is going to get delayed in 2022. I don't know for sure. I think it's still undecided, but I think it's leaning towards Horizon Forbidden West in 2022. Of course, take it with a grain of salt until we get official confirmation. But speaking of which, he also says the bad news will likely be broken by a new state of play in September. He says, I think Sony will have a September state of play just to say, here are the other things we're going to have in the fall. Here's a bunch of exciting stuff, don't worry. But then I think Horizon Forbidden West is going to be 2022. If you haven't been keeping up on it, we did see the 14 minutes in which you're kind of seeing some of it right now from the Horizon Forbidden West gameplay, which I thought looked absolutely fantastic. But for me personally, I think that what I would say is, I really, really would want Microsoft, or I would really prefer if Sony were to, just be honest about it. I think that's the thing that I most of all would prefer. Like, just be honest about it. If you if you're not going to be able to get the game out, then you can't get the game out. Nobody's going to be like, oh man. I mean, I'm sure you might get some people that are pissed off, and it is a little bit unfortunate. But at the same time, I think that you're just going to have to really kind of deal with it and understand that these things kind of happen, and and I think that that's okay, right? Like, look, listen, we're in the pandemic. We literally are seeing all this kind of stuff happen, and it's never good. It's never good when we see these type of things crop up, and and they're just the way that these things kind of come about. It's very unfortunate, but hopefully, obviously, we all hope that there's going to be games that are going to be available to play, and we're going to be able to see some cool stuff from them. Is it going to be as good or as big as Horizon Forbidden West? Who knows? I mean, I think we would obviously all like and prefer to be able to play the big AAA exclusives like that, but it doesn't always work out that way. So unfortunately, that is a bit of an underlying issue. And is it something that is easily rendered or easily fixed? That's, I think, something that's probably not the case. So I do hope that we get some games maybe announced, maybe factions, maybe something else. But in the meantime, I think that it's just something that us fans kind of look at and go, oh well, you know what, this is it is a bit of a bummer for sure, but there are bigger things and more important things to kind of worry about. Like for me, it's not like we have nothing to play. There's going to be plenty to play. And the other thing is, I kind of want to point out, this is just kind of a scummy move on some of the Xbox fans. I'm not going to say that every Xbox fan is doing this, but when you see some of these Xbox fans go out there and just kind of say stuff like just kind of poke fun and make fun of it, like, oh well, you got no games, blah blah blah. Like, seriously, your last AAA actual Xbox exclusive game was September 6, 2019, like 2 years ago. Okay, that's an incredible long time. And again, I don't count Flight Simulator because it's a simulator and not a AAA game. So, it's just one of those things where you kind of just go, like you kind of do a little face palm, and you're like, really? Your company that you're backing hasn't put out anything substantial, a big AAA exclusive in forever, and the only AAA exclusives they're really coming out with anytime soon are another Halo and another Forza. So, I mean, when we look at that, we can kind of see that it is kind of ignorant. And they say ignorance is bliss, to sort of see that happen the way that it does. I do really think that it's unfortunate, but I hope that, Sony has some tricks up their sleeves. I can understand, though, even though I understand the delay, I understand some frustration with the lack of communication from Sony, because I think that that's really sort of a bummer in general. So, I do think that kind of sucks, and I do hope that we continue to see some movement and things like that from Sony, some kind of announcements, because I think the best thing you can do is just keep people sort of abreast of the situation and let them know what's going on, because I think that's what kind of ticks people off more than anything is, people just really kind of don't understand that. You know what I mean? So, hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from with that. Yeah, I'm bummed out about it for sure. What can you do about it? You know what I mean? I see a lot of the people like kind of take a dig at me or whatever. Like, hey, what do you think about that crap? You're eating good, huh? Well, yeah, listen, man, things happen. Things can happen with anything. I mean, we see that the Halo tech test, kind of a mess. Things happen. Games get delayed. It's just like they're going to come, but they just get it delayed. We already know that they're coming. If it comes, if it gets delayed to the first quarter of next year, hey, it just makes next year all the stronger. A year when you're going to get God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo. I mean, that's a pretty stellar lineup in my opinion. So, it makes the really a year when people are actually going to be able to find a PlayStation 5. It makes it that much better. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, if you think about it, man, people are having such a hard time finding it to begin with. Maybe it'll be a blessing in disguise. I don't know. And it wouldn't even surprise me to see them also, like, they could probably say, well, we might be able to push it out this year, but it might have a couple issues, and, the install base might not be there where we want it. So I could see them, even though it's on PS4 as well, I think this is a game where people will wait to get it on PlayStation 5 like they did Miles Morales. So I could definitely see them maybe waiting a little bit and that weighing in as a factor to push it to next year as well. But I will link this. Kind of bad news, but I'm curious to hear what you guys all think. Fact them up. Crapgamer out.